Let go of the past and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Joanna from Universal Unity and Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers. It sounds so good to say that because I was just writing in our reminders this morning about all of these exciting things that are going to be happening over the holidays and over the season of celebration and the season of change, and that we are launching our new website January 10th. 10 is one of my favorite numbers, as many of you know, and I thought it to be a very perfect number. We've been working on this website for about a year, and it will be a culmination of Universal Unity. It will always be a Universal Unity offering. That's the undercurrent of all that we do. It's Universal Unity in all ways, regardless of what dimensional frequency we're moving and shifting into. We will always offer our universal heart in oneness and in harmony and in peace for all aspects that we are now opening up to, that we are now moving into engagement with and contact with, and our beautiful cosmic and celestial families and our understanding of our God self and our Christed essence coming to the illuminated light body space that we are co-creating within ourselves. So it will always be a Universal Unity offering. That will never change. And the Universal Light Wisdom and Healing Centers is the mastery that we've gained over the years with understanding light wisdom, with understanding our love intelligence, and how that love intelligence heals, and how that wisdom within us heals and allows us to liberate all that we are and all that we exist within and what exists within us. For each and every one of us are moving through our own divine soul blueprints and soul themes to create the beautiful reunification and liberation with our divine God self, our Christ itself, our Christed illumination, traversing through and transcending all that we've known to be about dogma and religion and anything that keeps us in a limited state of perspective or state of being or state of self. And so truly, this beautiful new website and this beautiful new sense of being will be presented in a 2018 year, which is another mastery number, but it's allowing us to sense our universality and the wisdoms and the skills that we've gained over so many lifetimes, the culminations of all that we are as multidimensional beings and diverse beings of light, and bringing it forward in our moment-for-moment reality, in our moment-for-moment self-love. As we self-love, we self-heal. As we self-heal, we create ripples throughout the all. And that theme of light and love healing, of color and sound healing, of all that we offer as a universal being of light, for all of you are here for that reason, to sense and know yourself a little more as a universal child, as a universal God child of light, and how you may navigate and traverse your own unique daily path, your own unique daily life, using your authentic voice, moving within your authentic soul song, moving within your authentic soul blueprint, so that you may come forward moment for moment for moment and be reminded of the God essence that you are. For as you seek it within, it will be shown to you in all things, in all ways, in all beings. Make no mistake about that. Today's essence that we will be swimming within is the clarion call of the one universal heart through the human perspective. How each and every one of us over the eons have come forward in the myriad of roles and perspectives that we've played, the myriad of bodies and forms that we've played, along with the holographic versions of all that we are playing within this very now moment. And we'll talk about at the very end of our show as we tune into the etheric chambers, because the Elohim came to us today with this certain perspective of wisdom that allowed me to take myself in a new perspective, a new dimensional particle direction, if you will, in my own healing as of late. And they've come through and they are with us in this now moment as we're preparing the etheric chambers and opening up for divine insights and wisdoms within our collective universal families, the divine heavenly council stepping forward, the divine Elohim, the Christ collective, the archangels and the ascended masters, as well as, again, the Galactic Federation. Thank you. Many universal perspectives and beings of light, Sirian and Arcturian, thank you, and the Pleiadians. And we've got myriads of different beings coming forward from the Pleiades. A very fun and very playful energy today. Thank you. Here in Calgary, it's very beautiful and sunny, but it's a bit chilly. And so on days of great sun and warmth and joy, I always take great energy in playing outside and being outside. And so these Pleiadian energies have just gifted me with a vision of being playful and ready to be outside as often as possible, because it truly does allow for deeper healing, deeper self-communion with not only the consciousness aspects of all around our planet, the devas, the elementals, but also we are hearing ourselves within those songs. And it's our soul perspectives coming to life through us. The soul webbing that we're all connected with, the infinite all that we are all connected with, the omnifield, the omnipresence, whatever we may call it or define it as. They are versions and reverberations of soul songs of love. And as we love ourselves, we can tune into the grander universal omnipresent soul song. Source creator in all things, the breath of life, Mother, Father, God sending it to us in encodations in all things, in all breath, living within us, so that that reverberation is a continual evolutionary journey. As we awaken the God within, we swim with the God without. As we awaken the love within, we awaken the love without and thread with it and sew ourselves with it and dance with it and sing with it and play with it and entangle with it. So thank you to the Pleiadian collectives of myriad forms, of myriad factions coming forward today, and they're very joyful, and we see some children. Thank you for coming to play with us today in this beautiful number 9 day. Today equates to a number 4, which is all about balance. And I sense today with the energies, as we're getting right in there, I sense the energies from the north, the east, and the south, and the west, which always reminds me of the number 4, as well as the 4 alchemic frequencies that we always entangle with, matter, and spirit, and air, and water, and fire, and all of those aspects that allow us to transmute cause, that allow us to transmute the core of all that we are, that allow us to transmute our beliefs, that allow us to see things from heightened perspectives, from expanded perspectives, from compassionate perspectives, so that we may allow ourselves to truly hear and reverberate the one human song, that one heart, that one universal blessing of love that we are taking on in human form. And we will continue to evolve and change as our bodies continue to evolve and change and become less dense. We're allowing ourselves to slip within illumination in all ways. The very cells, the very molecules of all that we are, reverberating in heightened ways as we gather every week. As the divine sacred intent of all that you are sits within your chair, however it is that you are allowing yourself to entangle in this now moment. And within a divine open heart, just to be allowing yourself to feel more of all that you are, that pure intent to know yourself as God, to feel yourself as God, to illuminate and emanate yourself as your God essence. You're allowing yourself to love yourself a little bit more in the purity of all that you already are. And these vibrations of coalescing, these vibrations of sacred gathering, these vibrations of communion, make no mistake about this, dear ones, we have said this from day one, creates the illumination seen through all corners of the universe. That number 4, all corners, up, down, above, beyond, below, within, without. All that you are holographically sown within. Gift yourself permission to come to life in a new way, so that you may open your divine sacred heart, the partnership with Mother, Father, God in all things, to see that in all that you show yourself in all moments of your daily life, what may appear to be mundane, what may appear to be career or work-related or task or duty or the obligations, however we have defined our daily unfolding. Understand that you show yourself the manifestations of your wisdom and the skills that you hold within to heal all things. You never show yourself anything you are not able to transcend and illuminate through the love of all that you are. For all things are healed through love. All things. And why? This essence of the closing of the year, if you will, this essence of the completion of a cycle for humanity, if you will, if we may say so ourselves. In sensing the collective energies, the clarion call we have sent out so very long ago, for so many eons, dear ones, for I see and I feel you in the etheric chambers. Coming forward in the myriad of forms that we have, and the myriad bodies and the names that we have gifted ourselves, and the roles that we have played, we have allowed ourselves to create storylines, timelines, if you will, for what we've understood to be the human history in this now moment. We've allowed ourselves to do all that we can to seek the light within and to understand that our spiritual awakening, our spiritual liberation is possible. It's why we come forth with great excitement to serve with the Divine Mother, Father God, to perhaps move forward in the most illuminated way that we may, allow ourselves to seek within and know within, and emulate and be and behave in new ways, and speak in new ways, and offer our love in new ways and forgiveness in new ways. And it appears through the times that we have been affected by the merely worldly unfoldings, and we've taken on such tragedy and travesty. We've taken on the energies of others, and we've allowed ourselves to be the sponge, if you will, of all things negative and dense and limited and separate. For those have been the roles we have played. And in our best efforts, we've always come forward with the divine loving heart and our one human collective heart to say, we are ready for our unity and for our oneness, and we make this call. We have gathered throughout the times making this call, dear ones. And in all the parallel realities in this concurrent now, we are toiling away at the light we know exists within. Does this make sense, dear lighted ones? The common thread, the golden particle that sews us all together, that golden God thread through all dimensions, through all realms, through all forms that you may take, are allowing us this clarion call, this pivotal moment, the climax of the human story in which we stand heart to heart, hand in hand, and side by side with Mother, Father, and we step somewhere anew. For in regardless of what is shown to us, and regardless of what shows itself to you in your healings, in your Akashic releases, know that the deepest part of your heart within every cell, perhaps we allow ourselves to awaken within the concept and the brand new musing that living within an illuminated earth, a spiritually evolved earth, is so entirely possible that we're living it right now. Are we not? About 96 shows ago, dear lighted ones, or 97, who would have ever thought that we would have gathered across timelines, time zones, continents, global frequencies, concurrent now moments as they're showing me within the etheric chambers as more beings of consciousness file in. For they're showing us that only a short time ago did we ever thought that we would gather with such divine open hearts. To have the divine oneness of all that we are, as if we're holding hands in the etheric chamber right now, and our Christed hearts are open for this one divine call to be heard. And this beautiful light pink, golden hue ripples throughout creation from our hearts. The all is changed, all timelines, all now moments, all versions of you, all particles of you, all cells that were ill have now been illuminated. From the purity of your intent that you hold within to feel your God self. And as you feel your feet within the sands and soils of Gaia and offer her in through your vibrations, through the portals and vortices that make up your entire multidimensional aspect of self, you ignite it with your God breath through the pillar of light. And whatever your most loving heartfelt wish is, as we allow ourselves to create a turning of the page for a human story, allow this wish to be released on the winds of change, on the wings of a dove. For the breath of God, the all-powerful, all-encompassing hand, there is nothing that cannot be manifested, created, experienced, when the purity of your intent is in love. And I know this to be true. For so many years, I've worked so very hard, toiling in my own way, in my own personal path of ascension and awakening and expansiveness. And I've always felt that perfection to be outside of me. I had to do a little bit more. I had to serve more and help more. Write another book. Do, be, move, shift. Always felt that expansiveness in the doing and in the moving. However, this year's lesson for me has been so profound in its stillness and in its silence. For the one universal heart is truly felt and experienced in silence. Those moments of profound stillness in which the omnipresence just opens through you. And all is possible. And you've switched your vibrational channel, dear lighted ones, Archangel Metatron with us in this moment of now. The vibrational channel you have allowed yourselves to be set within, dear ones. And all vibrational radio stations that you attune to. The TV channels that you attune to. As if you had a preconceived notion as to what you may see, have you not? Before you have even turned the channel, you know what to expect on that channel, do you not? Before it's even news, you understand it to be negative and grim, dismal, filled with no way out. For you have that expectation when you turn it on, do you not? The mastery gifts that you hold within you right now, dear lighted ones, when you open to your divine spark of God. And you're immersed and enveloped in the etheric chambers with your soul tribe and your sacred teams. The divine holy light of Mother Father, the Elohim and the Christ Collective, Metatron and Melchizedek, councils of light. And all beings of benevolence and light usher in the possibility and the potential that the page we have just turned and the station that you may attune to, your expectation may be that you're already living an evolved human life. The spiritually awakened earth, are you not? So that as you walk towards that TV set, that box that communicates with you, for it is what you observe, it is what you intend through it, that it feeds you, is it not? As the particle that you observe changes, does it not? Quantum physics, dear ones. Why not allow yourself to observe an already spiritually evolved earth, dear ones? The spiritually evolved you that allows yourself to see yourself in every new moment of now as you go to the mirror. Create yourself anew. What do you see? Your most illuminated Christ itself, is it not? Where you have transcended beliefs. You have let go as they've come to your attention, rippling through your day. In any moment that you may feel lack of self, lack of clarity, lack of soul purpose. And that universal child beckons you. Can you hear me call now? Are you still just long enough for this universal child to come forward and speak its truth through you? And it comes through fear or anxiety, or depression, or oppression, or suppression, or any aspect that you may want to define it. And if you are still, and if you are silent, and if you're brave enough, with enough courage, with enough trust within yourself to call it forward, and allow that universal child to be loved and made whole, For you understand that that child is an aspect, a particle of you, a soul threading, left unheard, left unloved, left with feelings and emotions and physicality imbalanced. But with the mastery that you carry now, with the self-evolved state of love that you carry now, with the one human heart that you carry now, and the myriad of soul beings that empower you and inspire you now, you stand in your strength regardless of what is unveiled, dear lighted ones. And this is important. Regardless of any moment and the unveilings of any moment, in your purest divine state, stand in your clarity of knowing you are Godchild. And your love allows all to be healed. And all fears in that moment are transmuted into new oscillating and illuminating light particles of you. And this was a profound vision that I had this morning as I was preparing. For I've seen many aspects of myself come forward. Many of the thought forms as I've been awakening to my expanded self and my God self, and I'm balancing and rebalancing in every day, it seems. And I can have dimensional bleed-throughs and memory bleed-throughs or dreams or aspects that I'm entangled with, also many lovely family members I'm entangled with. And some of them don't feel that nice. And there are aspects of me in other lifetimes and aspects of our reality in other lifetimes that I'm healing, that I'm assisting in, and that are assisting in me, healing and transcending. And there were moments in which I would quake and I would remember those old vibrational frequencies of limitation. And you shrink back in that shell and you go and hide for a little while. Because oftentimes those memories and those timelines allow us to bring forward the pains and the fears and the anxieties. Sometimes and oftentimes we don't even know why or how. But there's just a fear within our belly. Can't seem to shake it. Been there, felt it, experienced it, dear ones. As the ascension continues for our human family, the global planetary spiritual liberation, dear ones, veils will be dropping and moving and shifting as we love all that we are. Allowing our eyes, our hearts, the essence of all that we are to see the all that is moving through our dimensional frequencies. And oftentimes, it might not feel that nice. But to know that you may stand within your knowingness and your clarity, to understand what it really is showing you and telling you. What story is it showing you? Where is your multidimensional body within you contracting, pulling back, pulling away, building another wall within your heart so that you don't have to feel or sense it or know it, or push it away in separation, for it is not you. Unity consciousness is, dear ones, the allowance of all things, the understanding of all things through you. And as those fears and anxieties come forward in any way that they may, whether it be in a social unfolding, whether it may be in a human collective unfolding, whether it may be in a Gaia release, whether it may be in any aspect of our beautiful evolutionary plan, all things divine, all is well. However, how it will be experienced is determined on the love in the moment that you stand within it. And can you love yourself enough, and so much so, as Mother, Father, God do, as the councils do, as the etheric chambers stand at attention now, gifting us love in all ways, to stand and know that all things are possible with love, and to face any fear and love it and make it whole. For it's a voice simply released through your love. Fears, density, illuminated within moments through your love. Nothing to fear. Bring it in. Allow that voice of clearing, of healing. I understand now. You're safe. I liberate you with my love. You're free now to go play as the particle of God that you are, and you are released. You are liberated through my understanding, through my self-compassion, through my self-love. For all particles within creation, within unity consciousness coming forward, showing itself to you in any way. There's a story, there's a healing. You don't have to analyze it or figure it out. You can shift within the vibration of your potential as your God self, to seek the God within it, to seek the love within it, to gift it compassion, release it into its own liberated theme and storyline. I was shown this just before we got on. The beautiful orb that we often visualize, the beautiful orb in the beehive of all that you are, spiraling in its beautiful evolutionary pattern. For each and every one of you, your pattern is unique. For each and every one of you, the core oscillation, the frequency, the temperature, if you will, the light encodations in which you spiral, every cell within your body, every molecule, the holographic patterning that you carry, unique to each and every one of you. And as you visualize the golden beehive of all that you are, the infinite particles that we've often shown you, the golden particles that exist on all realms, all dimensional threadings, all bandwidths. And in any moment, there might be a collective healing of a collective timeline. And it might be perhaps a collective timeline many have talked about, many have known about, that has caused great fear or upset. No need to. For the masters had given me a statement this morning. Timelines don't affect you. You affect timelines. How profound is that? One statement, one sentence, one statement. Profound, changes your perspective on all things, does it not? For I have had visions of other timelines, quite tragic in some, quite blissful in some. But what we're trying to allow you to see and create new perspectives with, dear lighted ones, that in any of those moments when you feel your multidimensional bodies contracting in fear, creating anxiety, those relationship issues that just seem to be challenging that you can't get beyond, if you go within and allow yourself to see all particles, all moments as God particles, knowing that those do not affect you, but you affect that, because you are the one observing it, you are the one creating it, you are the one, the mastery, that can illuminate it with what you know to be true. Remember, quantum physics, as you observe something, it changes, it alters based on your observation, how you are intending and willing to love it. So why not observe and will our ability within this new, evolved, spiritually evolved human potential right now? To know that we are already living an evolved spiritual life. To know that this beautiful beehive orb of all that you are is already spiritually evolved. Already aspects of you, particles within it, within the Ascended Master Collective. Already particles within it, within the Pleiades, the Sirian, the Orion Masters. However that beehive looks to you. And any of those challenges that come forth, or those cells that require healing, or those cells that require that dark matter to be illuminated into light matter. Could be anything that's coming forward to you. It doesn't matter. This is why it's so incredibly infinite and eternal in your mastery. It doesn't matter what you call it or how it's defined. How it's pictured, how it's viewed, how it's colored. It doesn't matter. For you are the all and the all is you. You are God and God is you. Holographic, dear ones. However it shows itself to you, make no mistake about this, that you have in that moment to see it as a God particle, to offer it your unconditional love and compassion to the story and the lesson that it shows you, to bring it in, and offer it the love as the Divine Mother Manifest does, as each and every one of us are always offered unconditional love, unconditional, limitless tools to create. And why not, as that fear approaches you, to already see it, to already observe it as the ascended spiritual God particle that it is it not, dear lighted ones? For it is seeing you as you see it. Does that make sense? Have you ever thought that before you view yourself in the mirror, There is already a perfected aspect of you in this now moment, viewing this ascended master version, this Christed master version, this God version of you, viewing back at you before you even get to the mirror. Can you allow yourself to see your perfection right now already? Can you allow your heart to open up just enough to see the divine God essence within you right now already? Perfect. No more having to do. No more books to read. Your divine perfection right here, right now. Your evolved earth. You're a spiritually liberated earth. You're a spiritually liberated human collective family. As soul families gather and clarion call one another throughout the cosmos. Groups of divine hearts gathering just to gather, to be in joy of one another. Already living this spiritually evolved earth, are we not? Just as the perfected version of you that you weren't quite aware of, already waiting for you to get to the mirror. Does that make sense, dear lighted ones? To allow your perspective to already be that perfected God version, and you are. Create the observation for any fear that comes forward. Create the observation that in your loving it, in your unconditional forgiveness of it, already seeing it spiritually evolving as you perceive it, as it comes forward, as it starts to ripple within the belly to come out as an akashic or a chakra release. Because you can feel it. When you do a healing on your own chakras, you can feel it. The next day or two, something's going to come forward. You're a master. You've been doing this before. You've been here before, have you not? And they're coming quicker and quicker. You can heal a chakra. You can have a beautiful, loving self-love session. You can gift yourself a beautiful healing with your hands. Bring in color and sounds and tones. And it can come within hours now. A beautiful chakra release. Boom, you transcend it, move on. And it's all within love. It's all within perceiving that moment. I can perceive within this moment that the moment that this akashic release comes forward, I'm going to perceive it as already healed, as already loved. Does that make sense, dear lighted ones? We are in this now moment. And the most profound lessons the masters have taught me in these last few weeks is how profound healing, love, light, sounds, color can be when we bring it into this now power to already see it evolved. Does that make sense, dear lighted ones? Taking you far and wide today, but you already know this. As the season untangles and many invitations for your company are beckoning you, or even if they're not, we can pretend. And you see these beautiful family gatherings, and some of these relationships have been challenged and tethered, have they not? You've been together so many lifetimes, teaching one another so many lessons and so many roles, so many beautiful aspects to forgive. And allow forgiveness to feel your heart and fill your heart with joy in all ways. And there's this one gathering that you've been invited to. Some beautiful soul partners you can't wait to entangle with, and some that have been quite challenged and feel quite heavy, and you just are at a loss of what to do next. It seems as though all that you've said, all that you've ever done, just can't seem to make this ripple smooth out in love and unconditional ways that you so hope. Because you're seeing yourself more moment for moment for moment in your own perfection of God, without having to do anything or get any more, just your perfection right here, right now. And you breathe this in. And before you even place that invitation back on the table beside you, you already see it as a spiritually evolved event in which you open your arms to all beings, in which you open your heart to all beings, and forgiveness just pours out. Forgiveness for you. Forgiveness for them. Forgiveness for ever even wondering why the worries and the challenges were ever there. For you're just ready to love in your one human heart. The collective that you belong to desires unity and peace once and for all. And that once and for all is ever evolving. It's eternal, is it not? It's not an end state. Our stories are changing in which we can perceive the bliss, we can perceive the unity, we can perceive first landings, first contacts, we can perceive our celestial teams walking towards us. Thank you, they're joining us in the celestial etheric chambers. There are a few of you that have been pondering and have been visualizing first contact, how it will look for you. Your celestial teams coming forward right now, walking towards you. And is your heart open and wide with unconditional love? And even though there might be moments or even hintings of trepidation, you perceive it in that moment that it feels that little bubble in your belly. You feel that perspective in love and peace and unity for your one. You can perceive it as it gets going. And before it moves through you as a reaction or as an outburst or as anger, you can perceive it already healed within you. For that's multidimensional healing. All moments now. All healing now. You can go within and heal something is yet to come about, can you not? Just as if that God version of you is waiting for you in the mirror, is it not? Now, 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 healed. Brought forward, called forth, now. And you feel the contractions within your body just release. There's nothing to tighten anymore because I know I've healed it. I've accepted myself as God particles. And that aspect of me that wanted to come forward to be healed already said, okay, I'm ready to let go now. There you go. For oftentimes, these aspects that sit within you at the cellular level are called cellular remembrance. And they're from any timeline that you so desire that's come forward to be healed. These cellular memories are looking for, are awaiting for the God within you to command it to be healed. Even at your God commanding of intent. Before you even have to come forward, I'm going to tell you, I already love you. Whatever story you want to tell me, I'm already here. Come on in. You don't have to come about in a challenging and blatant way in my daily life. Come on, I'm ready. You don't have to come in, show me through an outburst of a relative. I'm ready. Come on. All that I am, I'm ready to love. Every cell within me. And you feel the contractions that were scrunching the bottom of your body, that I am presence, that safety essence of you, those chakra stories that are held in all timelines, all nows, all holographic yous. The God in you commands, as Jesus did, as the masters did, stood in their clarity and in their confidence. I will love you and make you whole. There is nothing that I fear. For before you even have enough gumption to come at me in any way, I'll love you and make you whole. That's how powerful you are. Before an illness ever gets started, love yourself, make it whole. Visualize every molecule, every blood cell being repaired before it gets in ill repair. Visualize the meeting of relatives and seasonal dinners. Visualize it, perceive it already as spiritually evolved. And you're sitting around a campfire, toning and singing and dancing in oneness. For this profound moment creates and affects all timelines. Timelines don't affect you unless you so choose it to. Just as your outside reality doesn't affect you unless you choose it to. But you sitting in that chair, you and your God knowingness, you and your multidimensional bodies of all that you are, all forms that you carry, all intelligence and all wisdoms that stand within you right now. The God within you can stand and arise and face anything and all things, and soak within your centeredness of peace and soft, gentle compromise and compassion, and to know that your love will heal all things. And the beehive of all that you are, and that one particle that came forward to show you or tell you a story, its voice was satisfied when you commanded it to come forward and just be loved. So for sometimes, that's all the children need, is it not? Those particles are all your universal children. Our moments have been cut short, misunderstandings, disbeliefs, disillusionment, however we define it. However, there are some children that just want to be loved, and all is forgiven, made right, made better. There are some cell memories that do require their voice to be heard, and that's okay too. This is how, dear lighted ones, and those listening now, you are the mavericks of light, you are the healers of light. You are the healers through love. And why we offer our hands in compassion to all our human family. For even those that we have the most challenges with are going through their own potential, their own life themes, seeing life and seeing creation through their own lens, through their own soul perspective, going through their own healing, through their own density and darkness and light. But how may we soften it to see all beings as God beings, to see all moments of challenge and strife and perhaps sadness, when we see it all as God moments, to allow the soothing and the healing of that moment to be made a little bit gentler. And as light workers and healers, sometimes and oftentimes that's all we can do, is just offer and hold the space so that a healing can be made through others. For we're not taking responsibility on to heal all beings and all things. However, we are, and we can, if those who so desired. Allow yourself to stand within your God essence and take responsibility and claim the God power that you have. How does that feel? How empowered do you feel now that before you even get to that mirror, and you turn around the corner and you have a little peekaboo with your God self? How does that feel? The God perspective coming up from within to greet you good day. How may we create? You're already perfect. Go on, tell yourself you're perfect. I desire to dance in joy and paint in love. I desire to dance and sing and create sounds and tones and move my arms and my body. And as I do, the multidimensional wholeness of all that I am comes to a new center point. For I'm feeling my body, I'm releasing as I move my body. I'm coming into similitude with all that I am as a multidimensional temple of light. I'm allowing my temple to feel its wholeness by movement, by release of all that I can through movement. Not to be afraid anymore, it's safe. I'm already on this spiritually evolved earth. It's okay, I can come out and play. Do you see how we're painting this story for you here, dear lighted ones? Timelines don't affect you. However, you have profound power to affect all timelines. In every moment, you have profound power to affect how you see yourself in the mirror every moment. Profound and infinite God power to offer love and compassion in all meetings within human family. How does that feel? Like a God aspect of you is coming forward to say, yes, I don't have to wait for that Akashic healing. I can just love myself now. Of course. And as we take a deep breath here, dear lighted ones, allow your feet to be grounded in the sands and soils of Gaia as you feel her oneness with you, as you are one with her. And as you feel the pillar of light of all that you are with diamond light, essence of Mother, Father, God encodations, allowing you to come to life within this God breath. And you feel the grounding of all that you are within the very sediments and the very layers of Gaia, and you meet the crystalline essence of her heartbeat, and you can feel it pulsing. And her love is moving through you and rippling through the vortices within your feet. And you feel the encodation spiraling up your spine. before that particle of illness has a chance to come forward in symptomatic ways, that breath, you command in your God essence, I command this God encodation to fill my blood cells with light, with love. In this Christed moment, I command myself healed. In the essence and oneness with Gaia, her loving breath and oxygen and water and air and fire and all that she is, I command a beautiful centering of all that I am, north, east, west, and south. And all the elements of alchemy, I command my centering as I ground within the sands and soils of Gaia. I am one in my God state. And you feel the profundity of your multidimensional bodies gathering and coalescing in this now moment as you ground through the pillar of light in your wholeness in this now moment of peace. And any meetings forthcoming, any engagements forthcoming, any Akashic releases forthcoming, with the divinity of your divine sacred heart and the partnership you hold with Mother, Father, God, and all of creation. All aspects requiring healing. May you be given the illumination and the love and the voice and the authenticity that you require to know that you are also God's spark, to know that you are also a universal child of God. And may you be healed in this moment through the etheric chambers in which our hearts are gathering as a one human heart. As our love sows together sacred light, so that you may be eased and soothed, so that we may already see ourselves living within the already spiritually evolved human story, beginning now. And for those who so desire, placing your hands up to creation to create a beautiful invocation of light and the loving essence of God that you dance within in every moment, that you sing within, that you paint within, that you co-create within with Gaia. In this now moment and every now moment, henceforth, I allow myself to see the perfection, the already essence of God within it, so that I may entangle with the highest aspect of it, for I am worthy. I am worthy to release all challenge. I am worthy to release all ego reactions. I am worthy to release all lack of self, for I already perceive myself perfect. The cells are already working to be nourished and healed, and all illness to be illuminated through joy and love of self. And I perceive all meetings with those I had challenges and confrontation with. I see them spiritually evolving as we embrace our divine union of hearts. I see through countries. I see through factions of separations of our peoples. I perceive them already healed. I perceive the unity in soul tribes as we gather to sacred share around fires, around sacred events. We are already perceiving timelines. We co-create in this moment of now, in this moment of illumination, as we perceive ourselves as perfection in God. And as you create this exhale, the Divine Mother Father step forward. And with you in the middle and Mother Father on each side of you, and you hold hands within a divine circle of unity and love. All particle vibrations of you are aware of this connection. For God particles talk with God particles through the all, through the omnipresence. It's that webbing, it's that consciousness story and song that we are all linked with. And Mother, Father, God, allow you to know, through the excitement that you were breath, dear child, we already perceived you as perfect. We already perceived you as divine golden light. We already perceived you as liberated, and reunified with your universal family. That's why you're here. For you are and always have been and always will be divinely perfect, dear child. And Mother, Father, God embrace you and release you as the golden particle that you are to spiral within new dimensional potentials, new dimensional human stories, to co-create anew, so that you may too offer your love and unconditional compassion to other golden particles within the webbing of the all, and already perceive them as God particles and already healed and already spiritually evolved. As you gather in your sacred soul tribes, dear lighted ones, you already are. You already are. So perfectly whole and perfect. And we bless you with Amen. Whew. Thank you, dear lighted ones. Wow, profound healing this week. And we'd love to bring a beautiful number 9 as the beautiful essence of our mastery, coming to a completion of one story and as we enter into another. So I'm so happy and blessed and grateful to share these sacred moments with you in the divine etheric chambers that come through with such mastery. Many, many masters within the etheric chambers today, and many of our celestial teams offering the healing through the divine hearts of all that we are, through the divine hearts of all that they are in our universal oneness. And we're going to go more after the break on some of the beautiful comments that came in from the etheric chambers and gifted me with the wisdom and with the vision of that visualization that we did as the beehive and those particles that were what we had determined or defined as needing to be healed, as already healed. So it's how we perceive things and observe that can create this now moment, this now light field, this now spiritually evolved, already liberated, divine human story, planetary Earth, Gaia. How wonderful. And it is truly about perspective and how we can literally change our dimensional light field, how we can literally change all that we are within as our already divinely perfect self. So it's quite profound. So thank you for allowing me once again to share these stirrings with you week after week and my personal musings. And for all those that so desire, tune in after the break and we're going to go deep within the etheric chambers for some beautiful insights and some playful sacred communion with all of the etheric beings that have gathered with us today in this sacred journey that we find on December 9th. So thank you, and tune in after the break, dear lighted ones. We love you so dearly.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. This is KCOR Las Vegas, home of the Digital Radio Network. Broadcasting from a shack just south of Area 51. Wait, that doesn't exist. This is the KCOR Digital Radio Network. Now for the news. Let go of the past and manifest the reality you desire. It's time to expand your consciousness and create a new enlightened transformational you by raising your vibrational frequency. We will talk about ETs, light ships, the ascending human, our ascending planet, visitations, and first conscious contact upon our new fifth dimensional Earth. Welcome to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. It's time to activate a better you by embracing the white light of Source. Now your host and universal guide, Joanna L. Ross.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to this beautiful second hour, and thank you so much to all the Sacred Soul Tribe, sending notes and texts into the to the chat room. Tina does have some links that are up for our reminders as we just moved right into our frequency. The etheric chambers are bustling, and so we got right into our topic today about our one universal heart, the clarion call we have put out as a collective eons ago in this now moment, or this now moment of all that we are coming together in great joy and celebration. I'm sensing many aspects of you, your alternate yous, coming forward in the etheric chambers as well to celebrate you, to allow you the sense of perfection that you already are. And they're saying thank you to me for bringing forward that that visualization that each of you can practice before you even step foot out of bed, to already visualize the God self already allowing yourself to come forward and say that celebration of you. We're waiting for you in the mirror. Come and join us. This is the perfected self of you that's already within you, that's already here. So we send out the clarion call, and we think that things happen in a linear perspective, but we're letting go of all linearity. So this is why we're saying, allow yourself to perceive that we already are. Allow yourself to perceive that, and this comes to me often in my visionary gifts that I'm so blessed to create and co-create with, so that I can come forward and teach others how to create what we call future timelines, but they're not. They're just now moments. You're just allowing yourself to soak within your perfection, so that you can feel the vibration, so that you can experience it. That's why you feel that excitement to say, yes, I get it. Because you're allowing yourself to shift within the vibration of what you already know. You're shifting within that God essence that is right here, right now. You can co-create. Go. There you go. It's your permission slip. Get busy. You're allowing yourself to feel and sense and know in every way that you're already your God self. It's already a spiritually advanced earth. We're already spiritually evolved. There's nothing to wait for. This now moment is how we create. This now moment is how we collectively, sacredly commune in the etheric chambers, and the other aspects of you are saying, yeah, we're here. We've always been co-creating. But it's in our linear perspective that we think, well, it's got to come forward, and then I've got to heal it, and then I've got to understand it, and then I've got to analyze it, and then it's going to be healed, and then it'll be released, and then it's illuminated. No. No. Old perspectives of our linearity. We're stepping within new light fields of frequency in which we're already perceiving, we already are soaking within the spiritually evolved earth right here, right now. There may be things that manifest and come forward as the residue of old thought patterns and behavior. That's okay. Stand within your God essence and say, I can face this. I can heal anything. I just allowed myself to perceive a new spiritually evolved earth. Here I am. Boom, let's do this. And we're communing in joy and sacred play. And I see many of us on a beautiful piece of sacred land around a fire. And we're talking about these very conversations that are happening in concurrent now moments. But there's aspects of us in our future illuminated state, if you will, which is right now. You're opening up to it. Here you are. Here's your illuminated state, talking with you. Talking about these moments in which we've gathered throughout 96 or 97 shows, allowing your hearts more and more to open to the perspective in which you can see yourself from any angle. You can allow yourself to be healed from any perspective. The master of you that's within the Elohim is coming forward to tell you right now, I'm here, I'm you. Do you sense it? Do you feel your mastery to co-create with Gaia? Do you feel your mastery to create with the elementals? Do you feel your mastery to perceive all of those situations that were held in angst and challenge and unresolved dissension? Can you already perceive it as healed and loved? And can you already see you sitting down to break bread? Can you see you embrace in unconditional love and say, thank you for the lessons you've taught me. I love you so very much. For I understand your perfection of God. And as I'm loving you, I'm going to go within and heal something that needs to be healed within my cells and my bodies and my organs and my bones. For I've neglected it for so very long. I thought I needed to spiritually evolve first in a linear fashion. For God is not linear. It's a perspective through which you can see God, but it's not God. God is within it, of course. God's in with all things. It's a perspective that one holds in that linear perspective, a limited perspective. But you can choose to step out of that perspective and within the spiritually evolved now moment, opening the door of your temple. And here you are, already spiritually evolved. As you are. Always have been. We allowed ourselves to play the linear game. We allowed ourselves to play duality and polarity in certain ways, in physical ways, that we attach time with, that we attach space with, that we attach physicality with. Those were the games that we played, quite unknowingly, with lack of direction, with lack of focus. And we found our way through, did we not, dear ones? For here we are. Sacred Soul Tribe gathering once again. And they're showing me the version of us as well gathering, and there's more of us now tuning in. For their hearts sense and feel sacred soul tribes throughout dimensions, and aspects of you that are on light ships, and aspects that you are traveling the cosmos in your other evolutionary programs and bodies and forms, and all that you have created. For the God particles that are threaded throughout your soul are all aware. Do you not see and sense and know your multidimensionality in this moment of now, dear lighted ones? When you're allowing yourself permission to feel the liberated God self that you are, to let it come out and play, and the veils are dropped. Drop the veil of linearity. Drop the veil of polarity. Drop the veil of having to see things in any one way before any one thing is healed. Perceive it already healed now, and so it is. And so you are. And we moved right into these contents because they're so very valuable, and they're so very key and so very important, for it's allowed me in my own moving through and traversing through many, many different aspects and healings and what I can perceive as timelines. And I came to the realization, and the masters had shown me, that timelines are not affecting me. It's me affecting them. And it's truly, again, how we perceive all aspects of life. Your outside reality doesn't affect you. You stand within the center of it, and you perceive and observe it. And it shows you the vibration in which you resonate at. Thank you, Metatron. In any one moment, you are a vibration, and you allow yourself to create and organize your reality in that vibrational perspective. Perceive it already liberated. Dear lighted ones, that's how you create. For it is not, particles of you saying, yes, I'm here. I'm already liberated. I'm with you. Do you see how multidimensional you are, dear lighted ones? And why Mother, Father, God never give up? And why is it our role as well? Never give up. Offer a hand to those that require to see the same light that you have allowed yourself to feel and see and sense and know in all ways. Just to offer it in unconditional love and compassion, to help soothe their pain or to ease the way. Not to be responsible for it, but just to offer it in human oneness. And we can perceive these particles to countries, to political governments. Already perceive your government as liberated and spiritually well and balanced and centered. Perceive the schools as open, without structure, without confinement, without textbooks of mistruths or half-truths or unfinished knowledge. Empower and inspire the wisdom and the God within all things and all beings, and so it shall too. Feel that God emulation. Just as we offer through the etheric chambers now, we offer our divine, all that we are, in unity and love and harmony and peace, so that we may commune and gather in the sacred soul tribes that gather all over the globe for sacred events. For you know who you are, and you know your vibration in which you desire to dance with and entangle with, and you just are where you are when you need to be there, and with whom. And it's your multidimensional perspective. It's your already liberated perspective, your godliness perfection. Seen through the eyes of God, as you are, allowing yourself to perceive the already liberated earth and the governments that work together. Not even called governments, called something new. And you see those that have suffered for so very long without homes, without food, in illness. And you perceive that the light that you carry and the light that all of the sacred soul tribe and all of humanity carries, moving through beautiful illuminations of light rays in and of each other, through the sacred stories that we weave and the web consciousness that we weave, and beautiful illuminations of all colors, pink and golden and yellow and light, of blue and peach opalescence. Divine Mother, Father, offering its beautiful diamond rays of gold and silver to soften and smooth, and the archangels coming in to do their role and create their unique mastery, and the Elohim and the elementals coming from north and east, west and south, and all that we are as alchemic beings, all coming to coalesce and sing and merge and dance around that sacred fire of love. And all dinners, and all meetings, and all gatherings, and all prayers, already perceiving the godliness within it, and you are healed and made whole anew. And it reminds us of our events that we have coming up. As we were talking about events, we have a beautiful monthly prayer group tomorrow morning at 9. And it's a free group, and you just have to send me your email, and it's on our Universal Unity's events page, and Tina has the link there. And it's a sacred group in which we just create stillness and oneness and similitude with one another, and in a beautiful sacred space. And we send out beautiful, loving, and light thoughts for human oneness and human potentiality of light and love through the hearts of all that we are as God perfected beings, already creating light fields that we will experience when we've allowed ourselves to shift perspective and say, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm in all places. I'm doing my love, I'm sharing my love, I'm dancing and singing. All that excites me, I'm moving about here and there. On this thread, this minute, my bandwidth is expanding. I'm allowing myself to be fluid like liquid light, like breath. And so these prayer groups are times for us to gather once again and to create sacred prayer, to be in essence and stillness with Mother, Father, God, to champion, to be the stewards, to celebrate, to honor the love of God. For it is the love of God, it is love in and of itself that has allowed us to be where we are in this moment of now, and allow us to perceive all healings, allow us to perceive all illuminated earths. For there are unfoldings that will unfold, that will be beyond explanation. They're unfathomable. And I've often had trouble saying that word. Beyond explanation. For only the hand of God can create and inspire and ignite the human evolution that has transpired within each and every one of us. We are already, are we not? So celebrate, be joyful, be of good cheer, share with one another, be in good cheer of one another, be in compassion and forgiveness and love of one another. And that's what the winter solstice event is all about, is to allow ourselves to celebrate and honor the God in each and every one of us, to allow us to celebrate and honor our mastery in healing before things even come about. The God aspect, commanding the presence of God to come forward, not hiding behind anything, not hiding behind the illusions and the veils, for those are dropping away, dear lighted ones, and why we see what we see and why we show ourselves what we show ourselves. But it's not to walk forward in fear of those timelines that might be hinting upon you of other tragedies and other travesties. For remember, timelines don't affect you. You affect timelines. Through your now moment, through your now state of love, through your now God commanding of your unconditional, soft and divine presence, the divine male and female balanced and always centered and grounded with Gaia. To come forward and perceive all things as God before it unfolds to you. How would that be as a miracle creator as you are? To perceive a miracle before it comes across your path, or gifted to you, or blessed to you, or breathed to you. And you hear a knock at the door, and you open the door, and there it is, a miracle. Before you even get to the door, the miracle enters your heart. For something profound is afoot, dear lighted ones, has been for some time. Something profound, something beyond prophecy, something beyond what ancient texts can color and paint. Something profound is afoot. But may you perceive it as the gift from God that it is. May you go within the sacred heart of all that you are. May you open to the divine, multidimensional, eternal aspect of you in every show that we have offered, offering you infinite perspectives of you, to stand within the face of any fear or any disgruntlement, any anxiety or illness, any one thing that may come across your path as the blessing and miracle that it is. And you face it as the master you are, and your unconditional, commanding God heart ripples through a new light, unseen, and all corners of our planet are changed, affecting all timelines through the love of you. Step forward in your light, dear lighted ones. Walk within your light. Walk within the clarity and the knowingness that you are a healer. Walk within the clarity and knowingness that you can create stories of the divine and grand design of illumination, of already spiritually liberated human collective. For we are we not? This is our 96th show, which culminates to a number 10. Us bless God in all things. How we've seen ourselves evolve day for day, moment for moment, in this way, have we not? Allowing the reunification of all things and all moments, where we transform judgment into love, where we transform judgment and lack of into self-acceptance and self-appreciation. Us with God, us with love. As you seek it, as you perceive it and observe it before it even creates itself, and so too it is. And our solstice event will be focusing on some beautiful healings that I've allowed myself to experience and co-create with the many beings and councils and light beings that are with me, helping me with my remembrance of my healing skills with light and color and sound. And so we will be doing some experiences of healing and clearing on the December 21st solstice, as well as celebrating the God aspect of all that we are, to ignite and to remind and to bring forward the divine alchemic wisdoms that you hold as being a healer, as being a light holder and a light worker and a light anchor, multidimensional being of divine temple wisdom. However it is that you choose to step forward in 2018, creating that clear intent, creating that clear invocation, creating that beautiful clarion resonance in your oneness with God, in your oneness with creation of all light evolutionary programs. So too you will flow. And so that is on December 21st. And the information for that is also on our Universal Unity class page. So our prayer group is tomorrow morning and our December 21st event. And then for the rest of December, we're taking time off to completely go within and renew and regenerate and revive all that we are in this seasonal time, and really truly just be in the essence of love with family in lovely unfoldings and experiences. And the etheric energies that were coming through and a visualization that I had last week, and just before we went for break, I was reminded about crop circles and the energies of crop circles and how we're multidimensionally preparing ourselves for our celestial first contact and first landings and our celestial first meetings, if you will. And the vision that I was gifted this week was a beautiful, I was engaged with beings. I've often seen myself on transition stations in other dimensional concurrent nows, living in 2 or 3 other different earthly timelines, in those that have transitioned in ascension and those that are coming from off-world into an earthly climate, if you will, assisting in those transitionings on both sides. I have roles in the Pleiades and other star systems in this similar role as well, the preparation and the working with children, understanding multidimensional body and how it relates to alchemically creating your now moment, as well as grid work and many other things that I'm excited about, and tones, the angels of tone. But what I was shown is that I was in this beautiful gathering, in this communion with other beings, and I was definitely within a multidimensional galactic experience, because I sense the cosmic and galactic energies that I often are familiar with and resonate with. And At that very moment, I was taken from the classroom into a crop circle. And they were showing me that, which I've understood this, but the consciousness of our collective, as we talked about at the very beginning of the show, our human collective heart sends out a clarion call for peace, for unity, for assistance. And it's just the desire that we have to be liberated, not having to go to work every day and not having to pay bills and all the things that we've done for so long in that, that very linear, dense type of reality that we've allowed ourselves to co-create together and play the game within, to learn and grow and all these things that we've done. It's very beautiful. But the human heart has said, okay, we truly desire to be one with our cosmic and celestial family. We desire to experience a human evolution, an earthly evolution in which it's spiritual, in which we gather just to gather, in which we move about our life with freedom and liberation to be one with one another, in which we don't necessarily have to go to jobs to make money, to pay bills. We just spiritually create out of excitement. Through our synchronicities and through our excitements and through our creativities, our Christed creative balances that we carry within. All that we are is a multidimensional temple of light. We have all of these gifts and skills. So I've been envisioning and I've been creating the already spiritually evolved earth and what I would be doing within it, leaving it very open and very fluid and very malleable, not tying it to anything specific, just moving within the energy of excitement. I'm excited to create tone. I'm excited to commune with beings from off-world. I'm excited to commune with earth, human, family, and celestial beings, and Gaia, and the elementals, and the Elohim, and all of these other essences that I already commune with. But I'm seeing it in a much more daily way now, where my children are coming and playing with me as well in this sacred communion. And we're living more and more outside because the temperatures are allowing us to. We're creating the light fields and we're creating the Gaia fields in which we can all live outside in communal living, where we can create in oneness, and we create beautiful cities of light and temples of light and crystalline temples. So I can take these excitements anywhere. It's not set to any specific rule. It's not set to any specific has to feel or meet a certain obligation or a certain requirement, but that's not excitement. Playing within the energy of excitement is just following one excitement to another. While I'm excited to create outside, that excitement blends you into creating with water. That excitement then soul threads you to creating song and tone with water. That soul threading connects you with medicinal properties of Gaia. That soul threading excites you with creating a crystalline temple of light with others. So these soul threadings are purposeful. That's the energy of excitement that you follow. That's the energy of excitement that we manifest. That's how we manifest, is through those soul threadings of excitement. And I was seeing myself in the excitement of being within this transition station, but then they were showing me a beautiful crop circle that I was sitting within. I was standing within this crop circle, and I felt the energy vibrations of the crop circle speaking to me, as if, and very similar to what I felt in Japan when I was at Mount Fuji in the forest, and when I was on the Ishawari Shrine Trail. I felt consciousness, that webbing of consciousness, speak through me, and that crop circle vibration was no different. There's a vibrational story within the crop circle that we, as a collective, send out into the other elements and the other consciousness, coalescing and co-creating with one another to create what we see as, what our eyes see as, the physical eyes see as, and experience as, and observe as the crop circle. They're coalescing of energies through excitement. Does that make sense, dear lighted ones? They're not messages of fear. Although, if you're perceiving it or observing it from that vibration, then yes, that's how it will seem to you. But it doesn't have to be. Again, what vibration and what are you creating from your observation, from your perspective? You can create it. They were showing me that in my excitement to be in these transition stations to teach, to be my Christed teacher, to be my Christed healer, to be the vibrational healer that I am, and be so excited to assist with the healing of our human family, the healing of children, the healing of adults, the healing of all that we are as a human oneness. I felt the oneness of our human heart calling out to create first contact and first landings. They come in vibrations and symbolisms of crop circles. Because there's certain aspects of our society that will say it's undefinable. How do we explain it? It's a paranormal. No, it's the clarion call that we've sent out as consciousness particles, the quantum particles that are beyond sight, the God particles that co-create the beautiful miracles, the synchronicities, the cues, and the symbols that lay upon your hand as the beautiful blessing from God that it is. So you see, things are going in a direction, dear lighted ones, and it will be for quite some time to come, in which science and spirit merge, in which science and spirit come together as the God essence of all that we are. That's how we alchemically transmute. For it's a merging of the divine male and female. It's a merging of the divine spirit and science. It's the divine merging of all that is within creation through love, and how we co-create through love. How we co-create within our particle excitements, and how the consciousness that help us create those crop circles and the messages and the stories vibrationally that they tell, and they allow us to be ignited. For remember too, as it appears on the land, as it appears in our mountains or in the clouds or in rock consciousness, thank you, rock consciousness, or in the lights in the sky, one can define it as paranormal, which means that it's not really normal. It is normal. It's all that we are as consciousness. We're just aware of it now. We're playing. We're coming to the table in our Christed self and commanding the spiritual earth that we already have existed within for eons, but we have been asleep to. The veils have been covering and masking what we always have been. Christed perfection. The veils are dropping now. So in anything that comes forward, one can perceive and observe it as a fear. Or one can look at it in linearity and say, well, I need to do so much healing. I need to understand it and analyze it first. Or you can choose just to step into this now moment and say, it's already healed. Thank you. We're moving on to something new here. We're co-creating a crystalline temple. You want to come and play? Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that feel more liberating? So in how we perceive it, in how we define it, in how we put it in a box, any one thing, doesn't matter what it is. You're infinite to allow yourself to experience. Have it be open. Have it be joyful. Have it be exciting. But this crop circle was showing me the similar vibrations that I had experienced in other beautiful energetic spaces and land offerings, Gaia offerings, majestic Gaia offerings. And there were beautiful consciousness collectives that had met me in the forest that were also showing me, we're here, we're waiting for you. We're here. We knew that you were coming. This is going to be special. Can you open your heart? Can you see your perfection in this moment of now so we can swim through you? And I put down my journal and I said, yes, absolutely. Because most often when I travel and in any moment, I have my journal and pen with me because I love to write and draw and doodle what I see, doodle what I'm gifted, and I commune that way with spirit. I commune that way with my higher self and my teams. In any moment I'm not speaking and channeling the divine love of God that moves through me, I must write it. I must express it. It must go into creation. It must go into the all. And those sacred encodations and those sacred geometries must be immersed through me. I just must. It's my passion. And as we entangle in sacred groups as this, as we entangle in our soul sharings and in our classes, you can feel the excitement of pure divine love. For I've allowed myself to open and be the channel and the conduit and the vessel and the instrument through which divine God love flows. And if your heart is ready, if you're truly ready, dear lighted ones, the clarion call has been heard, and here I am to allow you to see the moment and that glimpse of your God perfection right here, right now, and how all things are healed before it even has to surface. You are already living within your spiritual family. You're already living within first contact, first landings. You're already living within the beautiful crop circle field and energies that heal you. You're already within the beautiful vortices and the vortexes that allow us to amplify and magnify all that we are. You can remotely travel in any direction, any frequency, any dimension. All now, all you, all God. Do you see how eternal you are, dear ones? Thank you, dear lighted ones. And I was given that beautiful vision to allow me to explain things in a much more dynamic, multidimensional way instead of linear. You know, we have to wait for the crop circle to appear, and then we analyze, and then we think about what it means, and then symbolically. It doesn't have to be that way. We can create a crop circle, and they're showing me that many of us are creating crop circles in other frequencies, just from the joy to be together and exciting to create. And so that was, so now they're telling me. So I get it. I'm gifting myself this knowledge. Thank you. I was showing myself what I'm doing in other frequencies. And that crop circle is something that we can all relate to because we're familiar with it. But we can choose to perceive it and go within it. Soak within that frequency. Soak within the perspective of already being healed. Soak within the perspective of already being your God-perfected self. Soak within the perspective of the spiritually evolved earth. Soak within the perspective of your spiritually evolved and liberated vocation. You're already that lighted healer. You already have been. You've got the encoding within you, within your DNA, the moment you were breathed, as Mother, Father, God offered to us. We already perceived you as perfect. For you are, always have been. Now how may you co-create within this? And Archangel Metatron coming forward again, we set the vibration. And we're jumping all around the etheric chambers because they all want to be a part of this. This is very special. Thank you. And I'm just going to flow with this energy right now. And we do have something that we want to get to that the etheric chambers offered me before we got on. But I'm sensing I really want to climb up within the etheric chambers. And they're saying you don't have to climb, you're already here. So thank you, allow for me to realign myself. And we've got beautiful energies and frequencies that are moving with us today. And these are very special energies. And I see Mother Mary, and she's looking at, she's got her hands up and she's looking at something in her hands. And I can't quite see what it is, but I'm not meant to. And so allow yourself to soak within a beautiful essence of you with Mother Mary. And there's a beautiful gift that is bestowed to each and every one of you. The divine feminine frequency that's come forward this year in great love, in great compassion, and great softness and gentleness, to be the mother essence for so many of you that have felt as if you've been alone and been in solitude and been without family care, that have been without that divine mother essence to cradle and show you through many challenging times, as well as father figures as well. For within the divine Mother Mary, there is also the divine equal father perspective, as us all. So thank you, divine Mother Mary. And she's offering each and every one of us this gift within her hands. And if you so desire, dear lighted ones and children of God, if you would like to take a moment of silence and a moment of stillness and solace in these seasons of giving and receiving, it is the heavens wish for you in this moment that you open to your divine receipt, that you open the divine gift of all that you are, that you have gifted us. So many blessings of receiving in watching you and being with you in your moments of transition and change, as you've let so much go and you've arisen to new heights. And she asks that you place your hands in a cup and your elbows at your side. And as your hands are placed in a cup and your hands are held out to receive the gift from the heavens that you are worthy of and you deserve, and you hold this gift with all of your heart, with the beautiful reverence and humility that is you, to walk forward in human form and co-create with so many of your sacred soul tribe. Know that you are threaded with us and hold this gift dear to your heart. And placing it to your heart means that you are accepting the gift that the heavens wishes to bestow upon each and every one of you, now and future now moments. And the Divine Mother steps forward, and she's placing a hand on Mother Mary's shoulder. For the Divine Mother Mary has often represented the mother figure to many of us, and the Divine Mother as the mother for her, and how they're showing us and emulating this energetic story that we are each divine mother and fathers to one another, and how it's as simple as offering a hand or a smile or loving compassion or being the first to forgive. It's this divine mother energy within each and every one of us that has changed and altered so many timelines, that has been such a gift for the heavens to experience through us. And they're showing me from the perspective of the Divine Mother and looking out to all the vibrational threads and fields that we have allowed ourselves to traverse and heal through our perspective that it already is. Wow. Oftentimes most often, I have no idea what will unfold. But in allowing my heart to open up and allowing myself to flow within my eternal God essence, I trust unconditionally with the brilliance and the God genius that comes forward always, in all moments. And thank you, Divine Mother Mary, for blessing us, each and every one of us, with this gift. And to know that each and every one of you will be blessed in your own unique way that's meaningful and purposeful for you and your path in this time, whether it might be a cellular healing, whether it might be a beautiful symbolic physical gift, whether it might be a gift from Gaia, or it might be an intuitive blessing that's coming awake for you. These gifts come in myriads of forms, and it's called the majesty of the heavens. And every time you move through a new cycle of growth, a new cycle of self-love, a new cycle of already being it, you're gifted the new majesties of the heavens that allow you to sense yourself in more expanded and more dynamic and versatile and multidimensional ways, infinite ways, eternal ways. And those are often the gifts that are the most treasured from heaven, in my perspective, because it allows me to know my threading in all things and my remembrances of Mother, Father, God in all things. And it allows me to be the all that I am as a vibrational teacher and healer, to come forward and spark new inspirations of empowerment, new inspirations of human potential in us all. For we are all each a voice within the clarion call of our one human heart. As we step upon new light fields of cosmic play, as we step upon new light fields of the children coming in now, of children awakening to their other now aspects, and the parents and the guardians and the adults in each and every one of us, creating open dialogue, expansive dialogue, to continue the preparedness, to continue the readiness, to continue the appreciation for God within all beings and all children, and to allow them their own voice and their own creative path to be explored and to be felt from their soul perspective, without judgment, that sovereignty, to allow each soul their own soul perspective without judgment. And many healers can step away from the responsibility to heal all beings and all things and make it right for everyone and everything. But we can just stand calmly and commandingly in our light and soothe and clear the way for so many others. Just by lighting up and not judging. Just by lighting up and being the light. To create smiles and giftings of joy and laughter. For sacred play and sacred dance and sacred creating, and getting up and moving your body in joyful and beautiful ways, says so much for vibrational creating. It's the catalyst, it's the quantum catalyst that creates your already ascended earth. So get up and be joyful. Play, dance, sing. In all that you do, be of good cheer. For Mother, Father, God live through you. So thank you, dear lighted ones. What a beautiful show today, and I'm just really immersed within the beautiful elegance of the energies coming forward, and that we understand that timelines don't affect us, that we affect timelines. You know, the memories don't affect us. We can affect those memories and change and heal them in that moment. And that when I first awoke and I had all these traumatic dreams, and what really brought me to my awakening is these really dark and traumatic dreams that I was having. And I allowed in that moment, I allowed those dreams to be my perspective of those dreams were having some sort of a hold on me. You know, and I was looking for that way out, and I was, anything I could do to allow those dreams to subside and just disappear. At the time, I had no idea about ascension. But before those dreams even take place, if you will, before those Akashic memories come forward, before those linear patterns of behavior come into play, I can now choose to say, I'm going to create the spiritually evolved dreams that I'm already playing within, because those dreams are really our reality. The physical aspect of who we are right now is an illusion, so that we may do the healing and the loving that we need to do to really move within that dream, to move within those those crop circle vibrations of coalescing of all God aspects, coalescing of all light energies, of all dynamic, masterful energies. So timelines don't affect you. You affect the timeline. You affect it by letting go. You affect it by going within and loving in the moment, giving yourself compassion and all others compassion and forgiveness. The sooner you can forgive, the sooner you can see yourself as already healing those aspects of you. They're already healed. They're already in motion, creating something new. Then so too, those cells will listen to you. Your cells are listening to all that you say. So speak words of good cheer. Speak words of empowerment and commanding of light and love through the gentleness, through the softness of the Divine Mother frequency. I'll bring you in, I'll love you and make you whole. I fear nothing. I'm all of you and you are all of me. And that's owning and claiming the light that you walk within. You're walking now within your light, for you are light. You always have been. But now you're owning it. You're going to claim it. I'm already in the ascended earth. And we ground our feet within these sands and soils, and we create new light fields just within these pretendings, just within these beautiful sacred soul musings. And we see ourselves creating movements with our hands and our wrists, and we create beautiful sounds. And we see crystals dance off our hands. And they set themselves up. They organize themselves from the intention that we just set with love and excitement. That's it. And I've seen that happen in orchestrations, in my visions, and how we can co-create from spirit. We co-create from the elements of matter. And we infuse mathematics, we infuse color, we infuse love and sound and tone and color. These are your multidimensional gifts, dear lighted ones. Begin to play. You're already in the ascended frequency. Play. And many transitions that we've all moved through. And I had a beautiful etheric chamber offering this morning. I wanted to share it with you because it moved me, as all of them do. And the divine Elohim came in as they're with us right now because they're our creator gods and they've had many experiences as us as we are them. But we've talked about stepping outside of linearity, stepping outside of the old belief patterns and the old perspectives that we've held to truly step within that moment in which you understand and you feel and you sense and you know in every way. You are absolutely a multidimensional divine being of light. Because you completely let go of linearity. You can heal now without having to do any of the legwork you thought you had to do. Accept your healing. Accept your godliness. Accept your perfection. Open up to it. Live it. Be it. The divine Elohim came and said, we represent a council of collectives in heart of excitement to create. So their heartfelt excitement is to create and co-create within programs of evolution. And why I sense the Elohim when I'm traveling and when I'm out with Gaia. I sense the elementals come through with the Elohim because they're all coalescing together. It's all excitement coalescing. Within programs of evolution through which we have all experienced. We've all experienced these collectives. We've all experienced elemental wisdom. We've all experienced alchemy, combining matter and spirit and fire and balancing through the north, east, the south, and the west, and understanding what balance is within our multidimensional bodies, within our male and female perspectives. We've all experienced it. It is us already. Not only in our soul perspective and our personality self, but through all of you. So they're saying that we have experienced ourselves in form. We have experienced ourselves through all of you. We've experienced ourselves in elemental essence, as matter, as spirit. We've experienced it all. Our excitement at our heart is to create. We are the Elohim. We are creators. Their soul perspective excitement is to create. Their personality perspectives that they've given names to and forms, and they've had bodies and forms, and they've had roles that they've played. Their unique threading, just as we said earlier, their unique oneness was in that one heart beating of excitement to be in unison and song of one joy, of one love, of one family. We have traveled, we have traversed, we have taken form, and life themes to heal and to transcend, dear ones. We are like you. You are us. We have tuned into the intuitive one heart call of oneness, of harmony, of love, just as you are in this now moment. We have taken on bodies. We have called ourselves names. We have gifted ourselves personalities. We have gifted ourselves themes and life challenges to move through just as you have. Our hearts have heard the one song of joy, of love, of family. We have traversed and we have traveled just as you. Are you sensing your unique and authentic voice in these words of God's song? And if you sit with that and rewind it and replay it, those are alchemic and quantum clicks that will allow the God spark within you to let go of linearity. For they are truly saying, you are here now within, as we are here now within. Holographic light essence coalescing for new and exciting evolutionary programs that begin now. It sounds like a mouthful, dear lighted ones, but it is an evolutionary song of love. As we have seen and perceived and defined in linearity that all heavenly councils exist outside of us and separate from us, they are the creator gods as we are. We are within the Elohim. The Elohim is within us, co-creating right now with the elementals in spirit and matter. And I see the elementals dancing on a beautiful, natural field and pasture. And the Elohim in their consciousness are working with the elementals to create. And they're organizing, they're coalescing mathematics, chemistry, science, and spirit, working together as one. Do you see what we're saying here, dear lighted ones? Through the one human heart, through the one universal heart, through the one song of love, we are all one. We have particles of ourselves within the Elohim. The Elohim. The Elohim has particles within us, all coalescing, all merging, all co-creating. We are one. They create great excitement within evolutionary programs because they have lived in human form. They have traversed in human bodies. They have gone through the challenges. They are with us, hand in hand, foot in foot, as Mother, Father, God are in our co-creations. And that's what their story is telling us. The essence of our one heart beating in a unison song of love, of joy, our one family. We have traveled and we have traversed. We have taken form, we have taken life themes to heal and transcend. Are you sensing your authentic and unique voice within these words of song? For you are here now. We are with them creating. If we open to our godliness, we can sense it and feel it and hear it and feel it. For our multidimensional bodies, our temples of light, all creation lives through us. Our souls live through us. Our souls come to life through us. How profound is that? And here's another statement from the Elohim. Our song, our excitements, our voice, our souls, in all threads of all creation, we are all entangling and sewing new now moments. So again, it's letting go of linearity. It's letting go of the perspectives that keep things working this moment after that moment after that moment. It's letting go of all of those aspects of polarity and density and separation. They're all now moments. They're all being sung new. They're all being sewn together in beautiful light threads as you stand within your now God commanding essence that you are. When any moments of memories or troubling sensations come about, whether it's anxiety or fear, or however you want to describe it, Offer that voice, the love and compassion and unconditional essence that you are. Offer it. Say, and there's no fear. I know why you're forward. I know why I've called you forward. I can love you. There's a gift from God right here. And as you do so, that particle goes off and spirals within new higher evolutionary programs, expanded evolutionary programs. That particle of God has been healed, that you have healed, that you have forgiven, that you have loved. You've given it its voice. You're not going to back down to it. You're not going to hide in fear. You're going to stand in your light and offer it the love of compassion, the love of God. That is you. Soft, brilliant, genius, masterful, the Christed essence. The alchemy of love. How profound it is. And it's a song. The song of love is held within all silence. And we have said that many times. Held within the whispers. Held within silence. Held within profound moments of stillness. And the all of you is alchemically changed. And all timelines affected. And in this, dear lighted ones, we know to be true. It's when we come together as our one human heart, already living within our ascended, beautifully, spiritually evolved, moment for moment now, and we allow ourselves to see, to feel, to know, to hear, to sense one another throughout the cosmos, joining hands, stepping forward in unity and peace and harmony, to know all that we are within one another, to see the beauty, to see the God, to see the joy, to see the miracle in all things, for it is us, awakening through the clarion call of love. And that, dear lighted ones, is a seasonal blessing to each and every one of you. You already are. And namaste, dear lighted ones. We send and wish you love always. Namaste.
You've been listening to Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness with Joanna L. Ross. Live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Exclusively on the KCOR Digital Radio Network. To explore, empower, understand, inspire, and further connect with this higher state of consciousness, please visit universalunity.ca. For more information on the host, Joanna L. Ross, please visit her KCOR Digital Radio Network show page, Universal Unity, New Earth Consciousness. You're listening to the all-new KCOR, The Core, broadcasting from Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Hell yeah, in a little place called Area 51.